Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be giving you guys my week 6 preview of the Washington football team versus New York Giants NFC East matchup. I will be giving you guys important injury updates on both teams. I will be giving you guys my keys to victory for the Washington football team, and I will give you guys my final score prediction. And also, we have some really good news on the offensive line, and it is not what you guys expect. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video. And remember, check out House of Hoodies. Use code Pedro for 15% off. They got a bunch of NFL hoodies, including a Sean Taylor jersey hoodie. That is insane. First link in the description. Okay, so let's first start off with the Washington football team injury report for today. So some really good news overall. So the players that did not practice today: Joshua Garnett, who has an illness; Dwayne Haskins, we all know what's been going on with him. He is still sick. And then Greg Stroman, a foot injury, and Ryan Anderson, a back injury. So besides Ryan Anderson, no one there that's too significant. And even Ryan Anderson, we can go 1 week without him. Players that practice in full: Chase Roulier, Antonio Gibson, Kyle Allen, and Brandon Sheriff. That is amazing news. Chase Roulier didn't play yesterday, and I think Antonio Gibson and Brandon Sheriff were limited. And this is amazing news that Sheriff is back. We'll see if he plays for the game. They still have to call him up from IR. But this is great news because Rivera said it's going to be interesting. This is what he said yesterday, to see how Brandon Sheriff feels tomorrow after his first day back, and he was limited to yesterday. So for him to be full, that means he's really probably ready to go, and they might play him this week. That is, again, very good news. Also good news that Antonio Gibson was practicing fully. He should be ready to go. And yeah, good injury news overall. This is probably the healthiest we've been in a long time. Terry McLaurin, Chase Young, all those guys are off the list, and the only guy that really produces for us that's on the list is Ryan Anderson. And, he's been on this list for a while. He'll probably end up playing. So now on to the Giants real quick. And this is from yesterday. They still haven't updated us. But these players, all of these players were limited. Kyler Fackrell, who I do believe had a pick 6 or something in the last game. Dexter Lawrence, pretty good defensive lineman for them, is out. Jabril Peppers and Darius Slayton. So a bunch of their best players are limited. We'll see who ends up playing or not, but those are their best players. They obviously have other players that are good too, but Darius Slayton is their best receiver. Dexter Lawrence is he's a good interior defensive lineman. They got him and Leonard Williams, and then Jabril Peppers. So if those guys are out, that could really, really help us out. So now on to the key victory, and then we will go ahead and give you guys my score prediction. So the first key to victory is we have to try to fluster Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has a lot of turnovers ever since he started. So this is an interesting stat. Daniel Jones has a turnover in 17 of his 18 career games. That's absolutely insane. And I think the only game that he did not have a turnover in was the Chase Young Tank Bowl, and that game our whole secondary was out. And he has not had a good start to the year, at least turnover wise. So we have to make sure we capitalize on that. I think we have 6 total interceptions this year. That is pretty high. Kendall Fuller having 3 of those. And I think if we can, and our defensive line, I think they're going to have a bounce back game. They still had a decent game last week, especially, on a couple run plays. I think the linebackers were more of a problem, but I think they're going to bounce back, especially against a weaker offensive line. And Daniel Jones could have some issues. We got to get to him and try to force, if not a turnover when it comes to fumbling, we got to get him down on the ground. We haven't been getting many sacks ever since really that Eagles and Cardinals game. So try to get to Daniel Jones, try to force some turnovers, because he tries to extend plays, and then sometimes he ends up turning the ball over. So hopefully we can get to him. They have Andrew Thomas, who they did draft, I do believe, with the 4th overall pick, and he hasn't been great so far. So Montez Sweat is most likely going to be matched up alongside or on the opposite side of him, and he should capitalize. Looking for a big day for Montez Sweat and Chase Young. I'm interested to see how they can do. Hopefully they can force some turnovers. And yeah, Daniel Jones, I think he has 5 interceptions so far this year and a few fumbles as well. So we have to capitalize on that. So the second key to victory is we have to throw the ball down the field. And overall, Scott Turner has to call a better game. This, if you guys didn't watch my video this week about Scott Turner's play calling, this is Kyle Allen's throw sheet from last game. So obviously it was only the first half, but he only attempted one pass over 10 yards, and part of that sure is on him, but a lot of that is on Scott Turner because we've seen it now with 3 different quarterbacks. So maybe if it was just Dwayne, okay, maybe it's Dwayne's fault because he hasn't learned the system. But no, we saw that it's not all Dwayne's fault because Kyle's doing the same thing and so did Alex. So we got to throw the ball down the field a little bit more, well, a lot more. I think give Terry McLaurin some down the field throws and, let him win us the game. And we barely targeted him last game, and a lot of it was, shallow crossers and, short passes. So we got to do a better job of getting the ball to Terry McLaurin and, getting the ball down the field at least. And I'm not asking for a 40-yard throw to Terry McLaurin. I'm just asking for a 10-plus yard throw every once in a while, which we haven't had a lot this year, especially in the last couple weeks. So now on to the third key to victory, and this is our offensive line has to step up. And this was the good news I was talking about, so I'll read it right here and then go into my key to victory. Saahdiq Charles is working at left guard with starting offensive line 2 days in a row now. Another day for Brandon Sheriff too. Could be a different look for the O-line this week and could be a big help. So yeah, the news is Saahdiq Charles is with the starting offensive line for the second day in a row, and if you guys are kind of surprised that he's playing left guard instead of left tackle, well, in my breakdown of him, I think in April or May, I said he actually played left guard and right guard a little bit in college, I know he played left tackle, left guard, and right tackle. He might have also played right guard, so he has a lot of versatility, and he's kind of built for a guard, so I'm interested to see what he can do, and I hope they play him this week. I really, really do. Almost anything is better than Wes Martin. And hey, worst case scenario, Saahdiq doesn't look good for the first drive or two. You take him out, put Wes Martin back in. But I want to at least see what Saahdiq Charles can do. And now going on to the key to victory, I think if we can protect Kyle Allen, give him some time in the pocket, I think that'll help him out a lot. He gets sacked a lot, and I think when most quarterbacks obviously do worse under pressure, but him especially. So if we can give him a clean pocket, or at least better than we did last week, I think that'll help him have more time to find the open receiver or running back. And, if he needs to, he can scramble and get a few yards because, he is somewhat mobile. So I just want a better game from the offensive line because, their D-line is no joke. They're not amazing when it comes to sacking the quarterback. They're still decent, but they've got a really good run defense. So our offensive line overall has to play better. So now on to the fourth, and this one might be one of the most important besides, trying to force the turnovers. Our linebackers have to play better. Our linebackers have been absolutely terrible, especially against the Rams, more so John Bostic than the others. Kevin Pierre-Louis has had a couple good games, but Bostic has been terrible in coverage this year. He's okay in tackling, but man, his coverage was terrible last week, and that's why hopefully Cole Holcomb can play, and hopefully we can scheme up better this game so we don't have many matchups where John Bostic is covering really anyone, but especially a decent threat like Gerald Everett, where he was covering him and he got a 40-yard reception. So our linebackers are going to have to step it up. So hopefully they do, and hopefully Cole Holcomb can get some more time in. I really hope he's healthy, and he's been off the injury report for 2 weeks now, or at least this full week, so he should be ready to go. And the last one, this one's going to be pretty quick before I get into the score prediction. We got to get the run game involved more. Last week it was atrocious. Scott Turner, like I said, this kind of goes with the throwing the ball down the field. Scott Turner has to call a better game, especially in the run game. Got to do some more outside runs, get McKissick involved a little bit more, and Gibson. I think we haven't really had a great running game except for like week 2 against the Cardinals, maybe another game, but besides that, our running game has been pretty non-existent. We have to step it up. Gibson is pretty talented, and I think we got to get him more touches. So those are the 5 keys to victory. Sorry I kind of made it quick the last 2. I want to make the video a little bit shorter, but the 5 keys to victory were: get Daniel Jones flustered, force a couple of turnovers, throw the ball down the field a little bit more, protect Kyle Allen, and have some better run blocking. And then the linebackers have to play better and get more involved in the run game. So my score prediction for this game, I still think we can win this game. So my prediction is 20-16. Yes, 20-16. The Giants have a pretty good defense. Besides the 49ers game and the Dallas game, they've really allowed pretty low scores, and Dallas has a really good offense. And I think, and also besides the Cowboys game, the Giants really haven't been able to score. So I think they're going to score a touchdown, 3 field goals. I think we score 2 touchdowns, and about 2 field goals. So 20-16 is my final score prediction. I hope we do end up getting the win. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. Peace.